Wonderful session. This session is going to present by Mr. Prasham Sabhadra. This topic is about implementing security in Microsoft 365 tenant, exploring Microsoft Defender. About Prasham Sabhadra, overall 15 plus years of experience in software industry and 11 plus years of experience in SharePoint. He's specialized in Azure, Docker, Kubernetes, Golang. Moreover, he's an author, professional workshop facilitator, blogger, trainer, and avid learner. You can get to know more about this person through this link. This is our official website, that is www.fifthyear.com. Fifth Year stands for Fifth Industrial Revolution. We are initiative by Multicloud for you to help companies and technologies to openly share their learning and get opportunities worldwide through each other's as well as our partners worldwide. We are growing with 24,758 members, 353 speakers. Also, 1,050 sessions have completed till now, and 8,273 certificates have been issued to all the attendees. We're proud to say that we maintain a good relationship with Bata Global, Dell, Brilio, Tiger Analytics, Alibaba Cloud, Data Piper, Philips, Jira, and multiple small and medium companies. We also frequently engage with evangelists and engineers from Microsoft and AWS. Also having good partnership with Alibaba Cloud Academy. These are the different certificates can provide to the attendee once you attend different training programs. We're glad to help to building your knowledge, digital presence, and helping you in odd hours when you are looking for jobs through our community. Or you can get it with a single link, that is www.fifthyear.com. So this is the link. When you are registering through this link, you will get the certificates within 5 days of the sessions. And also for any issues, you can view this Telegram link. You can get many details through this link. Now the session is over to Prashant Sabhadra. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Now it's audible again?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. Let me share my screen. Okay, is it visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yep, thank you. Okay, good evening all. Greetings for the day. Uh, let's have a discussion on the Microsoft 365 Defender. So before starting, let me introduce myself. I'm working as a cloud architect on the Apex and India Private Limited. It's in Bangalore. I'm working from the Pune. It's almost I have 16 years of experience, and out of that, around 15 plus years I'm working on the SharePoint technology. I started with the SharePoint when SharePoint born, since the first version of the SharePoint. A good amount of certifications in the kitty. I'm a conference speaker, mostly speaks on the SharePoint, Microsoft 365, Azure, Teams, sometimes speaks on the motivations and this behavioral trainings and success. I'm Scrum Foundation Professional Certified, workshop facilitator. I have spoke around almost the SharePoint Saturdays event, starting with the C Sharp Corners event, C Sharp Corner Chapter Pune event, SharePoint Saturdays Sweden. We have a Power Platform Pune user group, and in last previous 2 years in the Corona period, the virtual events in the colleges here as well. The training is here. I used to write a blog or articles on the recent updates of the Microsoft 365 on knowledge-junction.in. So if you get a chance to please have a look, you will find there what are the recent updates to the cloud, Microsoft 365, Azure, and I also used to write whatever the issues we face while working, while doing the development and their respective solutions. Nowadays, I'm learning a cyber security, and that's why this session is. So agenda for the today's session we were going to discuss what is the Microsoft 365 Defender, what is the Microsoft 365 Defender services it provides, what licenses are required when we use the Defender for Microsoft 365, what roles will require to configure this, and then I will show you, will demonstrate the Microsoft 365 Defender portal. Mostly we will demos through the, we'll go through the portal rather than going to the slide. But around this is we are going to just discuss in general. Before starting what is Microsoft 365 Defender, let me discuss the two scenarios which recently happened with me related to the security. In the last month, I was using my Facebook and my Facebook account is hacked. Somebody has posting all my Facebook connections a link there, and in that link it's mentioned that you are in the video. Oh, it's you, and click on that link and that kind of thing. So certain people or my friends called me and asked me what link you are sending and what you are saying. So I realized then it is hacked. So then I have enabled there the two-factor authentication on the Facebook for some period of number of days. I need to disconnect with the Facebook, close the Facebook account, and then later when I started with the two-factor authentication. So that was one of the incident which happened. The second incident recently happened with the last week on GPay when we are using the Google Pay on the phone. One of my friend has asked me that he is in hospital and transfer some amount of money with to his GPay account. So I thought I replied that I'll call back. I'll call you. What happened? So he said no, I can't speak. Just transfer ASAP and I'll give back in a day or two, in a two, something like that. So I have a doubt. But still, he's a good friend. I tried to transfer some amount. Then GPay displays me screen that be cautious with this person to transfer the amount. This can be a fake. So this kind of incidents happen. Then I stop and call the person, a friend, and he pick up the phone even though he said no. I can't speak, but he pick up the phone and said that no, I didn't make such kind of request. So such kind of events happens a lot. The same thing is one more incident like nowadays in OneDrive or something, some random user with a random email comes and that shared a link with you and open or claim this money and that kind of things. So nowadays the security becomes very critical for any kind of organization, irrespective of the organization size, whether it is a small size company, whether it is a mid size company or whether it is a large size company. Security is become very critical. And that's why Microsoft, when we use the Microsoft 365 licenses, or when we have in our organization, when we have Microsoft 365 or Azure, the Microsoft provides a good amount of security features there. Once again, those are as per the roles, behaves role based permission or as per the licenses which we have. So and that's why this is the topic which the Microsoft 365 Defender comes. How to implement this answers the questions to how to implement the security concepts in my organization. Where to start? This topic is very vast and it's very confusing as well. Small organizations, if we don't have the good, or even any organization, if we don't have the good security experts or security personals, it affects a lot to the organization. Some organization nowadays also means some hospitals are there which uses the Microsoft 365 and the patient information is it's a very secured. So we need to implement the also the when we store the SharePoint or in as a level 3 kind of data, which is very secured. So we need the security principles in place. We need to follow the security policies. We need to follow the security policies. We need the security policies in place. And that's why this Microsoft 365 Defender comes into the picture. So how to start the security implementation? This answers the question how to start the security principles in how to start the implementation of the security in my organization. This also helps you to prepare the security related certifications like MS-500, Microsoft 365 Administrator, or there are several SC exams like SC 300. Uh, there is a 200 or SC 500, that kind, or Azure security exams. So it will help you to prepare those kind of exams or Microsoft to achieve the Microsoft certifications as well. So before and since this topic to initiate or to start this topic is bit complex or a bit difficult to understand, let's move to the portal itself. I'll go to the site first. So I'm sure you are aware about the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. And one more thing. If you have a question in between, please feel free to discuss and ask. I'm happy to answer or discuss. So how to we have this Microsoft Defender portal here. So how to navigate to the Microsoft Defender portal? There are two ways. Uh, somebody is unmute. Could you please mute yourself? So yeah, thank you. Okay, so we have to navigate to the Microsoft 365 admin portal at admin.microsoft.com, where if you go to the show all admin centers, you will see there the all admin centers, security, compliance, endpoint manager, Azure Active Directory. So Microsoft 365 Defender portal is the this security one, where we need to click on the security. See, the URL will be redirected to the security.microsoft.com admin center. So let's me click there. Let's navigate there. So I will log in with my account. Yeah. And if you see, I'm into the security. I'm on the site of security.microsoft.com. And if you see here, this is a Microsoft 365 Defender. Welcome to the Microsoft 365 Defender. So what is this Microsoft 365 Defender? In the simple terms or in the layman terms, this is one of the cloud service provided by the Microsoft along with the Microsoft 365 services. Okay, that was the first thing. Now, what this service provide us? This service provide us this service is they call it as a defense suite of the service or defense suite of the services. What this means? Let's go back to the presentation. Yeah. So Microsoft 365 Defender is a defense suite of services. Why this defense? That we will discuss. But what it provides, this service provides the detection, prevention, investigation, and response across the endpoints, identities, emails, and applications. Now, what are these basically? So it's clear. This is the service provided by the Microsoft. Second, this is the defense suite of services. We could also call it as a suite of services. That means it provides the multiple services. What kind of services it provides? It provides the detection of the attacks or threats. It provides the prevention. That means it's the action. Investigation, it provides the details, what kind of attack or threat happens, and the response. Across endpoints means our devices. Uh, in Microsoft 365, when we use the term endpoints, this endpoint terms means the our devices, whether we are using the mobile, laptops or our tabs, we note them, we we call them as the endpoints. Identities basically this is the Azure Active Directory users. So whether it's, we saw that it provides the services for endpoints, it provides the services for the identities. Identities means the users, which we log in to the Microsoft 365, all our users from the Azure Active Directory or from Microsoft 365. Those are the identities. Emails means, this is very clear, all the, like, phishing emails, or we get the attachments, bad attachments from the emails, or that kind of things. So it automatically detects the, based on the, it uses behind the artificial intelligence to identify the threats and attacks automatically. And the application, that means our cloud apps which we are using. I hope you understand the which are the cloud apps, but I could still show you. When we go to the Microsoft 365, when we click, all these are the all apps, or these are the apps which we are using. When we have the custom apps as well, third party app as well, like for example here, I have one app, Knowledge Junction. So if I navigate to the all apps, you could go from there and you could navigate to the all apps. So if I click on the all apps, so these are my apps. So Microsoft 365 Defender also provides us the service for all apps, along with the identities, my devices, endpoints, uh, my emails, and the apps. Okay, let's go back to the presentation again. Yeah. So basically, to start with the security implementation in our organization, in our company, we need to enable this Microsoft 365 Defender. How to enable it, that we will see. But to understand the concept first, it's a defense set of services. And now you might have understood why it called a defense, because it helps us to identify, to prevent, to detect, or to go into the details against the attacks or threats which can be happen in our organization for these services, devices, users, emails, application, these kind of. And that's why they come up with the term is like a defense suite of services. Okay, so now, what Microsoft 365 Defender provides along with this, they provides the security risk. They alerts us. They provide. There is a very good alert mechanism implemented by Microsoft that I will going to show you. They investigate attacks, prevent harmful attacks, and which helps us, our security team, the security team in our organization, to hunt the detailed threat hunting across endpoint and applications and all these services. So Microsoft 365 Defender detects security risks, investigates attacks, prevent harmful attacks, enable our security teams to perform detailed and effective threat hunting across endpoint and office data. How they got the signal? They have the alerts and they got the emails as well. So with the integration of Microsoft 365 Defender, our organization security team get the signals about the threats of is these products, and receives and help to determine the threat, the if the our tenant is affected or not, what is our impact, whether it is a low, they classify as well the threats, whether it is a low impact or high, medium impact or high impact to our organization. Okay, so I hope you understand now what is the Microsoft 365 Defender, what services it provides us, how we could navigate to the Microsoft 365 Defender on this portal. This we call it as a Microsoft 365 Defender portal. Here I'm going to explain the security score. Next, what is the security score there, and how the alerts are, what is the alerts management and the difference between the incidents and alerts. And then there are some other very good features as well that I'll explain as well, like learning hub or trials, haunting, security score, these kind of features. And if you see this here, then for every we saw that it provides, like for emails, so there is the email section. We saw that it provides the security, those details for cloud apps. So the section for cloud apps, for endpoints means devices, these kind of assets. this kind of details every year. Previously, what happened, Microsoft has for every these products or every these services, there is a different URL. Now they come up with under one URL called security.microsoft.com and then rename it as a Microsoft 365 Defender. So this is the unified portal. For administrator, it becomes very easy to maintain or to have a dashboard. We could configure this dashboard as well, that I will show you how to configure dashboard. And these are the adaptive cards we called it as. So these are the cards like Microsoft Security Score, Insider Risk Management Devices. These are the cards, and how to prepare my dashboard. What is useful for me when as an admin or as a security admin, basically security admin, when I log into the Microsoft 365 Defender, what cards I want to see? I want to see the today's my security score, whether it is increase or decrease, or see it shows is 30%. More the security score, more we are more the security implementation there in our organization. So what is security score and security posture we will discuss. Okay, let's move to the presentation again. So basically it also takes some automatic action based on our activities which we set, that I will show how it like for example some mail comes, and it detects that this mail has some bad attachments, so it should be get blocked or something, so it quarantines it automatically. That kind of actions it automatically takes the Microsoft 365 Defenders. If some user identified some user activity, like we could have the activity user is sharing the link or the sharing the document with the personal email addresses. So we could have the alert for this kind of activities, so it will get automatically notified to the respective user or the admin to whom where we assign this activity, or to whom where we want to notify. So the admin or the security personnel got to know that okay, this user has shared the link or URL with the personal email addresses, this kind of thing. So basically Microsoft 365 Defender, it provides integrated, it's a security suite, provides the detailed security details for the endpoints, identities, emails, and apps, 365 apps or cloud apps which we are using. Now we saw that I'm logged into the Microsoft 365 Defender. I'm logged in with this user, but this user is a global administrator, and so I won't have any problem to log in. But then there are certain licenses requirement. It won't comes with like a free version or a kind of thing, or freely available license kind of thing. It required some licenses where the Microsoft 365 Defender comes. And what kind of Microsoft licenses it comes along with? So it's a Microsoft 365 E5 or A5. So here it's a list of licenses. At least we need one of the licenses from this list of the licenses to use the Microsoft 365 Defender. One more point I would like to highlight. Yeah, before that, this is 365 E5, 365 E3, E3, along with those mobility and the security, Office 365 E5. If we don't have Microsoft 365 or Office 365 license, then we have a separate license that we could also purchase Microsoft Defender for endpoint or Microsoft Defender for identity. These are the again separate services. So we don't want like for example the scenario here is, or use case here is, I'm not in my organization, I'm not allowing the devices to the users to use the devices. So I don't, then in that case I won't need the Microsoft Defender for endpoint, but then Microsoft Defender for identity users I need this. So I'll have required only the license Microsoft Defender for identity. So it varies based on my organization need. Some organization only, like now like my organization, it only allows to use the Microsoft apps. It won't allow us to go into the store and use any um, third party app, irrespective of whether it is a free or not. So in that case I don't need Microsoft Defender for cloud apps, because my organization only using the Microsoft apps, so Microsoft approved apps, basically kind of thing. So it varies what kind of the requirement of the security or what kind of security implementation I want to implement in my organization. Based on that, I'll have the respective license. And here we also need to consider the cost of the license. These licenses are like for each user, so we need to consider that cost as well. So bottom line is, or in nutshell, based on my organization requirement, based on my company's requirement, based on my security implementation of in my organization, I will have this license. One more point here I would like to highlight is I'm using a trial version, the version which I'm showing you. See, if you see this Microsoft 365 Admin Center, the version is like the tenant, if you see, is the knowledge junction one dot on microsoft.com. So this is the trial version. This is E5 developers licenses based on the Microsoft provides the developers program. So I'm using this knowledge junction one tenant since the couple of years, because after 90 days Microsoft renews itself based on your usage of the tenant. So here this is my E5 developer and they give us the E5 developer licenses. If I'll just show you once, because anyway I need to show you the licenses for users for Microsoft 365 Defenders. If I go Defenders and let's see the user, this is my user. If I go to the licenses and apps, so if you see this Microsoft 365 E5 developer, what is Microsoft Defender vulnerability management license, that I will discuss in shortly. But this is Microsoft 365 E5 developer, which is provided by Microsoft under the Microsoft 365 developers program. So in this license, the Defender doesn't come. Defender services doesn't come. So if you are using this license under Microsoft developer program, you won't see here, most probably you won't see here, means you could go to the security, but you won't see here the most of the features or the endpoints, Microsoft Defender for endpoints or in those services, you won't see here. So please make sure that you are using trial. If you have, for demo purpose you want to use, if you are using the trial version, you are using the 30 days trial version which Microsoft provides, like Microsoft 365 business app, business premium kind of, or Microsoft 365 E3 trial licenses. If you use that, so that you could check with the all the services of the Microsoft 365 Defender. That was one thing. So this is about the licenses requirement for accessing Microsoft 365 Defender. Next important point is what roles or what the roles or the permissions required for the users for Microsoft 365 Defender. Now there are two kind of roles required basically. One is global Azure AD roles, and the second is we could implement the custom role access here. We won't go in detail custom role access, because that was again the separate and more time required feature, how to implement the custom roles and then how to give the accesses to the custom roles and those kind of details. It might require another session. But then what kind of global Azure AD roles we require? So it's starting with as global administrator, security administrator, security operator, global reader, security reader, compliance administrator, compliance data administrator, application administrator, and cloud application administrator. So user must have any one of the role to use the Microsoft 365 Defender. Okay. If user don't have this kind of any one out of these, any one role, that user, he or she can't use the Microsoft 365 Defender. So we need to make sure that we have these kind of roles. We could assign these kind of roles from two places. either from the Microsoft 365 admin center where we were see that user details. Here you will see the under, let me go to the account, and there are the roles. So if you see this account has these many roles: team administrator, SharePoint, Power Platform. We could have the manage roles as well. And from here, uh, since this is my own account, I can't give myself, but then one admin can specify the role for the another admin. So from here you could have the global administrator roles, exchange administrator, global reader, these kind of roles you could assign. And one more place from where we could give that, from the Azure Active Directory admin center. Let me navigate you there as well. So if I again go to the admin center, show all admin center, there is Azure Active Directory admin center. One more trick here I would like to highlight. Previously, whenever we are used to click on the Azure Active Directory admin center, we are directly navigate to the portal of Azure Active Directory. But now if you notice, recently Microsoft has changed. Whenever we click on the Azure Active Directory admin center, we redirect it to the Microsoft Intra admin center. And in Intra admin center, there is you have permission management and the Azure Active Directory. So this is the change recently happened. The link here is not get changed like Intra Administrator, Microsoft Intra Administrator or something. But if you see this URL in the status bar, that is the intra.microsoft.com. When we click on the Azure Active Directory, we are redirected to the Microsoft 365 Intra. Let me go where it is. Yeah, there you go. And then from the Azure Active Directory, from users, all users, and here we have the list of users. And then if you click on the user, we will go to the user details page, and then here we could assign the roles as well. So if you click on the assigned roles, it will show me the, this is again it's kind of PIM, the eligible assignment or active assignments, but that can be discussed again into the separate session. What is the difference between these eligible assignments and what are the active assignments and expired assignments? This is a feature, it's called privilege identity management. That is again one of the, it's not can be considered as a security implementation, but then it's kind of just in time access kind of thing. Okay, so here are the roles assigned, and then we could have the add assignment as well, where we could select the roles. So if I search for like security, so here we have a security administrator, security operator, and security reader roles that can be assigned to use the Microsoft 365 Defender. Okay, so let's move again. This is about the roles part for the Microsoft 365 Defender. Now, what kind of services this Microsoft 365 Defender provides? We saw that it provides the Defender for endpoint, Microsoft Defender for Office 365, for identities, that means users. Office 365 means emails and collaborations. Endpoints means our devices. Cloud apps, the apps which we are using in our tenant, including third-party apps or Microsoft apps and all those things. Now, recently they come up with the Microsoft Defender vulnerability management. Vulnerability management means we could track all our devices along with the specific durations or all the time, and then it maintains a log, and we could track whether those are affected or not, or uh, what kind of security implementation. So this is recently added again, Microsoft Defender vulnerability management, and to use this they have again a separate license, or we could use the trial license for vulnerability management. And that's why if I go to the again Microsoft 365 Defender, if you see here, in between the endpoints, this vulnerability management comes, and then we have the vulnerability management dashboard. If I click on this, This is Microsoft Defender Vulnerability Management Dashboard. Exposure score and tops, they provide us the security recommendation. Now, if you notice this, why your score for devices is 0%, because I didn't added my devices. So if you go to the under assets and the devices, we need to register our device. Currently, I didn't have any device which my organization or which this tenant, Knowledge Junction tenant, is using, or the users from Knowledge Junction is tenant is using. So it's not registered single, and that's why it's a total zero, risk zero, and that kind of thing. So then again, Azure Active Directory Identity Protection. This is again into the preview. This service is not yet the general available. This is going to be very soon general available, and whatever in the preview features they might have, they might change in when it's available in the generally available. In the Microsoft Data Loss Prevention Policies, DLP policies, governance implementations for our app, and the Microsoft Defender for clouds. So these kind of the services or the products currently Microsoft 365 Defender provides. So it's that, as we already discussed, it's not like we are using all the products or something. So they have some separate licenses as well for using the Microsoft Defender for endpoint or for Office 365. This is again as per the our need and our requirements of our organization. Now let's have some fun across the Microsoft 365 Defender portal. As we discussed, we could directly navigate to the Microsoft 365 Defender portal from security.microsoft.com, or we could go to the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, all admins there, and from Admin Center we could click the security link. So this is the way we could navigate based on the role which we have and the license which we have assigned, the current user have assigned. So what is this 365 Defender portal? This is a central place. This is the unified provision from the Microsoft for combining all protection, detection, investigation, and response to all our products, which it supports, like Office 365, which means the emails and collaboration, identities, Azure Active Directory identities, that means users, devices. Devices are nothing but the endpoints and the cloud apps. So allows us to monitor and manage security across our. This is one more important point. It also allows us to across our on-premises identities, which are synchronized with the Azure Active Directories, data, devices, apps, and the infrastructure. Okay. So let's move to the uh, I have some practical things. So when I go to the Microsoft 365 Defender, let's go to the home page. Start with the home page. So this is the dashboard, the homepage of the Microsoft 365 Defender, and here these are the different cards like security score, insider risk management, device health. These are the different cards which we could use threat analysis, like zero threats, required actions, or if any threat happens, malware profile or something for kind of example, then what kind of action we need to take or something. Devices compliances, any device registered, currently no device is registered, so no managed devices. And this is also important, users at risk. See this, one user at risk. So this card is sorry, yeah, this card is showing me that one of the user in my tenant is at risk. So what kind of risk? It's high, medium risk. It's showing me the medium risk. So if I click on the view all users there, so it will show me the details kind of. Let me sign in again. Yeah, see this. It me navigates to the risky user blade under AAD. That means this is the Azure portal, Azure Active Directory, and under that the risky user blade. So it means say that which user, this knowledge junction. This uh, don't get please confused here. Knowledge junction is my tenant name as well, and knowledge junction is my one of the user as well. If let me show you quickly, so it will avoid the confusion. So if I go to the activity, this knowledge junction is one of the user in my tenant as well. So if I go to the again risk users blade, so it risk medium, and when this is risk, this is updated at like in the last year. So if I click on the knowledge junction, it will show me risk data at risk, medium risk when it happened, recent risky sign in. So the users can have detection on sign-ins that are not supported currently sign-in. That kind of uh, risk. So any detection links there or risk history is there, unfamiliar sign-in or unfamiliar sign-in properties in Azure. That kind of risk it may provide the details. Then if I click, it provides as any other risk detection associated with this risk or something. So that kind of thing. Then we could reset the password for this user as admin. We could have the confirm user compromise or not. We could confirm this so that the appropriate action could be taken. We could dismiss this risk. We could block this user as well. So it provides all the details or necessary actions to be taken, that kind of thing. So this is one of the very helpful to administrators to know the different kind of risk and then to take the appropriate action based on the risk. You could have the download as well report. So up to 5K reports you could download. You could filter as well which kind of risk. Say for example, I don't want the low risk. I want the medium and high uh, risk only. So you could have the more options to add filter as well, specific users or specific risk state, risk detail or the status. What is the status? That kind of whether it is like, let me show you. Yeah, whether it is active or deleted at the risk. Okay, let's go back again the home page. So these are the different cards. Now how to how to have prepare your dashboard as well. Here is a link to you have the add cards. So when I click on the add cards, currently you already have, if you see this, you already have all the cards on your home page. So that's why it's no card. But if say, for example, I'll remove this card and let's me go to the add cards again. So it will come here. So this is again very good. What is the card risk, say for example insider risk management, and what it does, what it card shows, the little description as well here. Get early insights into potential risk activities occurring in your organization, in our organization. So when we click on the ad, it get added to the this dashboard. So in this way you could configure your dashboard as well, what what details you want to see whenever you log in the your Microsoft 365 Defender portal. Okay, one of the very important feature which I like it most basically, and I am using it as well in my organization, that is the Microsoft Security Score. What is the Microsoft Security Score? A security score, this is nothing but our organization's security posture. Now, what is meant by security posture? It indicates. Let me show you practically. I'm clicking on the Microsoft Secure Score. You could directly also navigate to the Microsoft Security Score from that security.microsoft.com/security score. Let's go there. See this URL. So you could directly also go to the this page. But then this is very interesting. Means I like it. I like it more. See here. It shows that my knowledge junction one tenant has the security score 34%. What is means by 34? 34 point means 81.94 points are achieved out of 241. How it calculates? There are certain things which must be implemented in our organization, and uh, based on the level or not priority, but based on the level of that feature implementation in our organization, the score is calculated. One of the my previous score here is the turn on the multi-factor authentication for every user. So before that, my score was before our I was going through it before our presentation, and my score was the 30%. And then I saw one of the recommended, and beauty of this is Microsoft also provided the recommended actions need to take this to to update our security score. So here one of the action was enable the multi-factor authentication for my all users, including the admins. And that was very important security consideration to start with the security implementation in our organization. Now, if you see this, second one is create safe link policies for email messages. So for this action, if I implement this action in my organization, my score will be improved by plus 3.73%. So it only not only provides, and see, one more thing, breakdown by point is 37 for identity, that means the users. Then 34% is for like apps, the point achieve, and the still lots of opportunities there. It shows is this opportunity, this many opportunity nine, not single action has taken for the data. So there is, we need to do this. So another beauty of this Microsoft 365 Defender or Microsoft Security Score is when I click on particular, see I'm clicking here, it gives me the detailed panel, create safe link policies for email messages. It gives me the option to editor status, what is that is to manage tags, what are these we'll see. But important thing is it gives me a good description. Now what is the safe link protection policies it's saying here. We need to create one or more safe link policies like implementation 100% of user aren't affected by policies set from the following domain. So no, not a single user, and these policies are not implemented in this tenant, not a single user this policy is applied. Second thing, and it also gives me the category like for my apps, defender for office product. Second thing, this also means that I'll require the either licenses, those Microsoft E5, E3, A5, or if I don't have those licenses, at least I need a license for Defender for Office. This also means that this. Second important thing is implementation. So it shows me you have Microsoft Defender for Office 365 P2 license trial version. So what is the next step? What is I need to do? I need to implement to do the security link policy. So it says that ensure that all users have an assigned security safe link policies, and these kind of details here, that those are really very helpful when I'm going to implement these policies. And one more addition to point is it provides me a good links as well, references as well, from how to let's say for example click on this. So it provides me the option from the UI how to use the to create the sapling policies. So it says me go to the email section, collaboration, thread policies, and saplings, that kind of thing. This not only provide me this option, it also give me the PowerShell option as well, a reference to the PowerShell article as well. So if I go to the again there, let's go there. Under implementation section, it shows me the Exchange Online PowerShell or standalone PowerShell kind of. So this is really very, I would say, good feature or important feature to have that. Again, along with that, I have an option to edit status and action plan. So I could have here to be plan or this risk is accepted in my organization. I don't want to implement disabling policies something, or I don't want to resolve this using the Microsoft 365 Defender. It is resolved through I'm using some third-party app or something like that uh, to have that, or alternate to mitigation or something. So it gives me the status as well. So that is again really good to understand where we are on these action implementations or implementing the security. turn on the safe attachment in block mode. So if you go through, and those are very uh, initial stage security implementation, we could easily implement these kind of things. See this, ensure all users can uh, complete the multi-factor authentication. So even though I have enabled the multi-factor authentication in this tenant for all the users, but see, you have a 7 out of 11 users that aren't registered with the UMAP. Okay, so there are still 4 users which for which we need to enable the multi-factor authentication. I'm sure those are the administrators. uh, I remember that for global administrator I didn't enable the multi-factor authentication. Okay, so here it will show the history as well when I implemented. See, on 10 2014 I took the action, then there's kind of history details as well. Gain because 11 fewer user are because 1 point gain because 6 fewer that kind of thing. And one of the thing we could share this report as well in my team channel or team chat. We could copy this, we could email this, we could add this to the planner as well, and we could manage this in the Microsoft in Azure as well. So there is a Azure Defender as well. If I click it, let's see where it goes. Let me log in. Yeah, it comes into the Microsoft Azure under the Azure Active Directory Identity Protection menu. Here it shows me the my identity security score as well. And then that was one alert that was risky users. Yeah, here it goes. Here it also like we could download this report. See, required multiplication authentication for administrator. As I mentioned, I'm sure Miss I was remembering that I didn't enable the multi-factor authentication for my admins, global administrator. So and it will impact my score by this percent, but then it's a low impact since these are the admins. Designate more than one designate more than one global admin. So here it best practice is our organization only should have one or two global administrator and not more than. And in this tenant I'm quite sure that there are more administrator, higher more than one global administrator. Microsoft says one, but at least two should require. One is for the backup if one global administrator is not available. So this kind of thing. So this tenant has more than two global administrator or more than, as per the Microsoft, one more than the one global administrator, and which are affecting my this security score. Okay, so this kind of details this Microsoft Defender provides. Then since time is ticking, one more important point I would like to highlight here is alerts. So I have created alert policy. Now from where to create alert policy? For creating alert policy, we need to go to the Exchange Online Admin Center, or we could implement is from the Microsoft Purview Admin Center. So if you go here again in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, I'm opening, clicking the Exchange Online Admin Center, and again one is the compliance. Now they call it as a Microsoft Purview. Quickly show. But then what are the alerts is, these are the alerts when they meets one of the condition in the alert policies is created. So I have created one demo alert policies, and I was testing how the alert is triggered. So it gives me lots of good details for the alerts, like classification. So if you see here the set classification, I have options like it is a multi-stage attack, it is a malware attack, it is a phishing email, that kind of thing, or it is a security testing. This is for the testing purpose. That kind of, if it is another, so we could specify that. Then to whom it is assigned, what is the status of this attack, or what is the status of this threat. So this alert gives me it's a new resolve or in progress kind of thing. Then to whom it is assigned, then categories, detection source, Microsoft Defender Office. Okay, So it might be a Microsoft Defender for endpoint, for Office, for cloud app, something like that. And then this alert policy, which policy through this alert happen. It's a demo alert policy. So if I came, oh, it's still sign in. But if I come to the Microsoft Purview, there is alerts. Let me go to the policies. Here alert policies. Here I have created one Defender for Cloud app, and here you could create the alert policies. And this is from one way to create. Here those I created. See this demo alert policy. So what is that policy? Uh, this is a testing purpose. So yeah, activities of file sharing and user is this. When this user share the files, this alert should happen. This I created for the testing purpose. This is the one way to create the alert policy from the Microsoft Purview Admin Center, and then this is from the here from the Exchange Admin Center. Let me see from where we could. That link is I'm sharing or from the settings. That I link is shared into the references of the presentation, exact link to create the alert policy. But then the email related alert policies can be created from the Exchange Admin Center. Other cloud apps related admin policy here, if you see here. Okay, try it now. Here they have given the link. Let me go. See this adminexchange.microsoft.com alert policy details. So from here it's loading. These two policies are again, and I could create a new alert policies here. And another thing from the Purview, Microsoft Purview. Okay, so coming back to the Microsoft 365 Defender. So these are the only couple of points which we discuss. But then there are lots of things, incidents is alerts and incidents are nothing but the same, but the incidents are just let me 6 months. Yeah, you will see that incident just grouping of the alerts, similar kind of alerts, so that it helps to the security team to take appropriate action or to identify. Alerts are the individual items or the entities. This happens. And in under incidents, those are grouped together, like these two alerts are the same category or something, that kind of thing. Then there is one more important feature, advanced hunting, where we could use the query language and the filters name. It based on this my query. Here we could have the options to select, to filter. Let's to clear all. Here for which like apps and identities and emails glorification, and load sample queries like SharePoint activities or admin activities, and you could run the query, different options here, and you could see the result if there any in the below. And then again, getting started section, you have like a good amount of details like high confidence phishing emails, how to load the examples or hunt for alerts where specific user is involved, that we could use into the alert policies as well. Then there is a threat analytics, security score, which we discuss. Lastly, since time is ticking, I would like to say one thing is the trials. So if you go to the Defender portal, it let me click on trials again. Yeah, it gives me a very good options to have the trial. See here, Defender vulnerability management. With this feature I need to try, so I have trial active for 71 days, or Defender for Office 365. My trial is active. Advanced email threats, so I could have the trial user guide, and I could manage trials, or then in trial or purchase it option is also there. Security trials. So if you go to the trials, this app governance, this I didn't try it out. So it says me the try now. Compliance trials are there. So this is very good feature, trials which Microsoft provides us under the Microsoft 365 Defender, and then the learning hub. this also I like. It shows me the various path, learnings path basically for the security or Microsoft 365 Defender. So if you come here across like Microsoft 365 Defender basic training, so you have links including the time as how to investigate using Microsoft 365 Defender. So these are the how to stop the attacks and how to hunt that we saw. Uh, New to Microsoft 365, learn how you can detect and invisible. So these are very good learning paths. Microsoft has given the best practices. This is very important to implement in our organization. How to set up pilot run if you don't want to directly do with the production version of your Microsoft 365. So please have a look to this, the trials or the learning hubs, and just try it out, the alerts, create the alert policies, and then you could try it out the different defender for the products like Office 365 emails and collaboration. So if you go to there and just click on the explore, it gives you like a features, the emails, high severity alert, what kind of email alerts happens and all those things. When we click on that, then it gives the details and then the take action kind of thing as well. So take action, report as a clean or block the sender domain or URL. You could admin could take a different action as well. So explore this. This is very vast topic. We could have the couple of more sessions on this, or the separate sessions for emails and collaborations, vulnerability management, for cloud apps, for identities, that kind of things. But then this is a basic, and to start with the Microsoft Defender, very good service or feature provided by Microsoft to have the security in place in our organization. I would go or I will start with the security scores first. So if I go on the security score, I could go to all the security score and I will see as a security team or as a security admin what security recommendation actions from Microsoft and what kind from those which can be implemented in my organization. Try to implement as much as possible so that my security score is high and my organization data, users, apps, all are secured one. Okay, so that is from there is a lots of things to discuss for this Microsoft 365 Defender. Vast, very vast product, but then yeah, I have tried to include the alerts and some services and some good references. Uh, So for this session, we'll conclude here. If you have any question, feel free to ask, or you can connect with me through multi cloud for you, or directly with my LinkedIn account or Twitter account. Happy to discuss with all those things. Microsoft 365 is like my favorite, and the security is my favorite topic. Again, one of the topic. So if you have any question, anytime, required any help to implement in your organization, feel free to discuss with me or consult me. Yep, that's from my side. Over to you, multi-cloud for you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wonderful session. Is there any queries or questions from the candidates? Okay. So great thanks to all the attendees for your time and support. Now I shared the certificate link in the chat box. You can download your certificate by